Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Vienna Ortiz and my goal is to help go-getters work smarter, not harder, and do it with a whole lot of self-compassion. So let's jump into this video. Today we're going to talk about the 6 things that help me stay on top of my planning routine. Now, I'm going to admit, I don't always do these things, but if I feel like my planning routine is not quite working for me or I'm not on top of it, then I always go back to these 6 things. So let's chat a little bit about them. The first thing you'll catch me always doing is evaluating my planning system, making sure that it's working for me. I'm always evaluating it to see if my planning system is working with the way my season of life is going right now. So here's a great example. When I first started in the planner community, I was getting married, so I was planning a wedding. I was in school full-time, and I believe I was working part-time. And so I had so much going on. It was crazy. I really needed something that I could color code in so I can keep all my schedules together, and I really needed a big planner. I think I had an A5 at one point because my wedding planning was so intense. And so that's how I knew the type of planner that I needed. That season of life was really busy for me. Now, when my daughter was born, there wasn't a whole lot going on for me. Like honestly, even now, besides business things, there's not a whole lot going on in my personal life. She's starting to go to dance classes now, and of course, doctor's appointments and things like that. But in reality, a personal size planner is perfect for me because it fits everything I need and it's not a huge planner. So I know my planning system is not too overwhelming for me in the sense that it's not too big for what I need right now. And so I'm not getting overwhelmed with it, but also it's not too small. It's very much perfect for what I need. And so really evaluating the season of life that you're in and taking into account the type of planner you need is going to keep you in a really good planning routine. Now, the second thing that really helps me stay on top of my planning routine is just making sure that my monthly calendar is always updated. It doesn't matter if I'm not planning in my weekly or my daily for that time, but if I have my monthly updated, then I at least know what's going on. I at least keep track of my appointments, and I can always look to it if I'm confused as to when something is coming up or if I don't know a time. So keeping my monthly calendar updated, even if I'm in a planner rut, will definitely help keep me on track. And then later on, when I go to then use my dailies or weeklies to get back on track, I can really just pull from there to go ahead and fill out the rest of my planner. So the next thing kind of goes along with what I talked about earlier, which is sticking to the planner that works for me. I don't know how many times I've gone to different planners and wondered why I wasn't keeping up with my planner. And it's because I was trying to use a planner that doesn't work for me. Now, I'm all for buying all the planners and everything that you love and everything that you desire. However, if you're really looking for something that's going to work for you and help keep you organized, I would highly recommend staying with something that has been working for you because that's what's going to get you through the day-to-day things you need to do, and you don't have to worry so much about how the planner system is working for you and more about what you have to get done. So if you're in a season where you're having fun with planners and you don't really care the type of planner that you have because you're not needing it to be as strict and rigid, I suppose, to help you really get things done day to day, then just disregard what I'm saying. But if you're really trying to stay on top of your planning routine and you really need a system that works for you, I would suggest really sticking to what works for you for the meantime, and then maybe later on branching out to see other things that you can have fun with. Now, another thing that really keeps me on track of my planning routine is making lists and updating them and keeping up with them often. Now, lists are super important, whether it be a to-do list or a list of bills or a list of appointments or a list of special dates, whatever it might be. Keeping those lists and making sure that they're constantly updated is going to allow you the peace of mind and also allow you to stay on track with your planning routine because you'll be able to know really what's going on in your life at all times and not have to keep it all up here. The thing about lists is keeping everything up here is never going to work for you. Trust me, I know. And so making sure that you at least clear your mind to be able to put things on paper and really use your planner in that way. So that when you go to sit down with your planner, you're not trying to remember everything that you didn't write down, and you can then go to that list and then make the necessary adjustments within your planning system. Okay, so this next thing that really keeps my planning routine in check is brain dumping on a regular basis. I don't care if this is just on a random piece of paper or if it's on a special insert like the one I have in my shop. Whatever it is, get everything down on paper, because that's where you pull from to pull into your planning routine. And I know that sounds so simple, really brain dumping, but actually making a time that you brain dump either each day or each week or every other day is going to keep you on track. So I really suggest deciding on a time that you sit down to brain dump, even if you sit down with a partner or spouse or whatever it is and say, hey, what's on your mind? What are some things that we have to plan for this week or next month? And writing down what they say. Getting that brain dump down on paper is going to really help you with your tasks, with your to-do list, with prioritizing, and really making sure that you have a well-rounded plan when it comes to your planning routine. So the last thing that really helps me stay on track with my planning routine is having a set time where I sit down with my planner to plan. That can be every morning, that can be at the beginning of the week, at the end of the week, whatever works for you, but scheduling a time with your planner, like a date that you cannot miss or an appointment that you can't cancel, is really going to keep you on track. I know that's hard for some people, and I don't want to push that you always have to be planning. I don't want to push that you always have to sit down with your planner, because I know I fall off with my planner so much. There's weeks sometimes where I don't plan, and so I'm definitely not saying that you have to be planning everything and anything all the time. What I'm saying is, if you're trying to keep up with your planning routine and it's something that you're struggling with, then you may want to set a time to update your planner. So have that set day and time already in your planner as if it was an appointment, and then you really don't have time to kind of fall off and it becomes really a part of your regular routine. And it's not as hard for you anymore. Of course, give yourself grace and allow yourself to fall off of that appointment sometimes. But again, if you're struggling, that's definitely something that I would recommend. Now, these are just some of my tips for staying on top of your planning routine and things that help me stay on track. But if you have some things that you want to share, leave them in the comments below. I would love to read them. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and turn on the notifications so you know when my next video goes out. And I just thank you for spending this time with me. I hope it was valuable, and I will see you in my next video.